So, Phil, give us 60 on the 90s, starting now.
Thank you, Ben. The 1990s. Yes, I'm here to talk about the 90s. Not the 80s, but the 80s is where I'm going to start. I went into comedy in 1984 because I didn't want to work in an office. After seeing people like Alexis Sale, Rowan Atkinson and Lenny Henry, I thought that looked an easy way to make a living. But the 90s was when I was actually working as a comedian and discovered it's a lot harder than it looked. In fact, it involved more work than the day job I was originally doing. I was surrounded by some extraordinary talent. Harry Enfield, Reeves and Mortimer, Paul Whitehouse, Charlie Higson, Simon Day, Carolina Herr, Graham Linehan and Arthur Matthews. Oh, the goodness gracious me team, Chris Morris. Suddenly, I woke up to the craft, skill and man-hours that went into making great comedy. When television started to really tap into the incredible potential of the live comedy circuit, all that radical thrashing about of the 80s was suddenly focused and sharpened into some of the most precise comedy ever seen, choosing the targets carefully and hitting them right between the eyes. Smashy and Nicely changed radio forever. Brass Eye made it impossible to take pompous TV news seriously. Goodness gracious me.
Well, thank you, Phil Jupitus. Well, I admit to being a don't know before Phil started, but he's talked me around. I don't suppose Phil's swayed any of you, has he? Has he managed to?
I realised that I'd written a 2-minute thing to get into a minute, which is why I go like a mental patient. It's just like... So, yeah.
But you just reeled off a list of names.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know that you people would be honing your material so delicately, whereas I looked at what had happened...
My Basildon material.
Yeah. I looked at what had happened in the 1990s, and it was just a massive list of names, and so I was left with very little alternative, other than doing initials.
I'm chucking in the 80s, going for the 90s.
Yeah?
Yeah, you convinced me.
Hang on, I thought you were going for the 60s.
No, I want the 70s now. I saw the 70s clips. Can we swap?
Later.